My name's Jake, and I found a bunch of pornographic magazines inside a dead man's house. Not just any old magazines, Australian softcore pornography from the early 90s. Now, me and my little mate Pete want to invite you to have a look at some pretty rude stuff with us. So hold on to your stiffies, everyone, and welcome to Smut Club 1990. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Smut Club 1990. I am joined in the shed out the back of Mum and Dad's house by my mate from a few grades below. It's only bloody Peter James. How are you, mate?
Hello, mate. I'm very good. This is a very special week for us. This is the first time we're recording in person. I live in Brisbane now. I get to see your beautiful face on the daily.
Absolutely.
And I've seen you 3 days in a row, and already I want to put a Glock 42 into my mouth and blow the back of my head off.
I relish taking you off the Do Not Disturb section list. I have already done that. I joked that when you moved here, I was going to take you off the list. And you, when you call, the phone doesn't ring. Just like everyone else.
Good. Well, it's nice to know that we are still very good friends. But this week, Jakey, as per usual, we are not joined in the shed alone. Well, we're not by ourselves in the shed, should I say. We have a very special guest joining us on the show in the shed this week. Another friend of mine from school, this time not a student, but the groundskeeper and general maintenance man at my school, taking a break from fixing air conditioning units and selling loose cigarettes to year 11s. Today, Luke Heggie joins us in the shed. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, pretty good. Thanks very much for having me.
Thank you, mate.
So, Heggie, I don't know how familiar you are with what we're doing today, but basically, Jake found a whole bunch of 1990s pornography in a dead man's house, and we've been reading it each week for the pleasure of ourselves and the multiple people that we hope listen to this show. Heggie, when was the first time that you kind of discovered pornography?
Oh, probably something a bit similar. Maybe I've got older brothers, so maybe I was about 8 or something. We found, you'd find stacks of discarded porn. Like you see a suitcase in a dried up riverbed or something. You think, it's going to be a boy or porn in that? I'll take the chances. And quite often it's just stacks of fucking porn. And this is very much pre-internet. Like, internet was unheard of. So yeah, and then I don't know, older kids would go and buy a truck of porn. Your Aussie Posts and your Peoples and what have you at the service station, all got to have a laugh and a good look at that. But yeah, probably 8 or 9. I don't know. Yeah.
I think Luke Muller brought that up when we had him on a couple of weeks ago, where it seems to be a uniquely Australian thing to hide porn in the bushes or at the local creek. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know that anyone. It's insane because they don't. You're not getting out the contacts and getting your mum to do it with your school books at the start of the year to make them weatherproof. Like, obviously something bad's going to happen. They're not inside book. They're not outside books.
It's a very healthy way to get horny for the first time as well, having to sneak off into the woods and find it. The only time you can get an erection is when you find it in the woods, whether it be a live or print media. You know what I
mean? So I think I explained this to you ages ago before we started the podcast, Heggie, and we're talking about, because I pitched you the idea originally when we were having a beer, and I was like, have you heard of the Picture magazine? And you'd read it before, haven't you? Picture?
Of course. Yeah. A lot of the ones you found were a lot of Picture, were they?
Yeah. So far...
It's all budget.
Yeah. So far, it's all been just the one magazine. We're like 18 episodes in, and we're just getting so much mileage out of this thing because we do a page or two a week. It's just fucking nonsense. When we started this, we thought this is going to be real smutty. It's going to be real filthy. It's just silly cunts, right?
It's very interesting. Yeah, some great. I mean, you get these books for the articles. That's what most men say when they're buying them. We had a teacher appear in one once. A teacher in secondary school. He appeared in, I don't know if it's Picture or Post.
I will say, I bring this up almost every time I talk to you, but my dad taught you in school, and my heart just fucking stopped for a second. Paulie's been sending in some submissions for Tockley of the Week.
Yeah. No, this was like, how they do fake news articles? Like, one time I remember seeing they had a bunch of dwarves, and amputees and what have you, just pretending they'd had a train crash. And it's like, why was this bloody mess ignored? And they just set up this photo to make it look like there'd been a train crash in Australia. There's all these people on the ground with, amputees, leg missing, but they made it look like it's just happened and stuff like that. It's fucking harsh journalism. But this one, the teacher was in a double-page spread called Boobs Out Lesbian Sleaze Fest, and it was just like a big he's quite innocently just standing over the side with a beer as he, like, you could tell by his stance it was him. You go, yeah, it's him, because he always had a beer after school and that. But yeah, you'd see him just standing there, just watching the bonfire, having a cigarette and a beer. He was in it.
Oh my god!
Fucking brilliant.
What did he teach?
He taught biology, sciences.
You'd fucking hope so. Yeah.
Doing a bit of research. Mate, so we've actually got one of the articles today. It seems to be like all tabloid shit. Like, you know, the British tabloids where it's just unbelievable. It makes no fucking sense. We found Mr. Methane in one of the earlier articles. But like,
great.
if you try to fact check any of this shit, there's almost no results for it on the internet.
Of course not. There's nothing.
It's all...
Yeah, it's quite clever. I mean, the way they've cooked these stories, it's better than, you know, fuckwits regurgitating actual facts. They've got some imagination, these people. It's good.
So in this week's feature we've got here, it says Skullful Pom Challenges, and it's titled Beat My Tuff-Nut Feet and win $2,000, right? So what we're going to do here is, hey, we're just going to go through one by one. I'll start, and we're just going to kind of read it through and interrupt if we have any questions. Because what we found in the last couple of episodes, well, all the episodes so far, there's almost a fucking mistake every sentence. Like, it's so cooked.
Should I be reading this as well? Is this or not?
Yeah, this is the first one, the red article, the red background.
All right, hang on.
You'll notice it has the one with the... It's so it starts at the top with it's got a big fat fella here, and you can tell it's England. You can tell it's England because it's got a British, like a brick house by it. And big fat fella, he's got his arms out. He's wearing like a sweatsuit.
And could you describe what he's doing, Luke?
Well, he's standing in a T-shirt that obviously he's got printed to advertise his own fucking business, which is some window thing, I think. And full tracksuit on. He's got a board on his head. I reckon he's a form worker, because that's some form ply he's got on his head, just cut rough. And there's a bloke on a plastic chair you see at a public pool, on top of the board, on top of his head, sitting there with two thumbs up in his undies.
What?
With dirt on his face. It's pretty good.
Yeah. I know we seem to say this every single week, but again, this is bought with the intent of seeing pornography. Like, could you imagine being like this poor woman that's applied to be in the magazine, and you got knocked back, and you open up the fucking page, whatever we're on, and there's just a cunt balancing another cunt on his head?
Oh, yeah.
I just don't understand the juxtaposition between, like, previous articles. We've got Sheila's and the Nutty, like, your sexual fantasies, talk all this stuff, and they're like, cunt with people, you know, another fat cunt on his head. It's insane the way they break it up.
They've got to mix it up. Yeah, it's good. I like it.
So it says, have you ever woken up one morning, flushed out your underpants with industrial bleach, and said, right, fuck it, today I will balance that big fat 127 kilogram bloke on my head? Well, very brave pommy bloke John Evans did just that only yesterday.
Yeah. These magazines have always had caps in excellent places. They're just sort of... Yeah. Like, the way you read that was just like a normal sentence, but they've caps locked on fuck it and will and head in that. Like, they're just picking words out of a sentence to put caps on. It's great.
Yeah, originally we thought it was like emphasis on the rude words, or it was emphasis in any... It's not. It is just complete fucking wherever they fit it in.
Yeah, for sure. It's good. Anyway.
And it says, and now he wants yous, in capitals, to do it. And, with several A's, and he'll give you $2,000 if you do. Now, I will just say quickly here, once again, they've gone and published something that's happening in the UK. I guarantee this is in the UK, because he's talking about, it was a POM, and they're just giving dollar amounts. They're measuring people in kilograms. Like, yeah. Inaccuracies.
It's kind of like, so they're saying the bloke John will give you $2,000 if you can do it. Why? What purpose would John have for having someone else with his unique skill set? I wouldn't want to fucking know. If I was the guy that can balance blokes on my head, you shut the fuck up. That's my niche. Yeah. I'm not giving you money to do what I do.
Yeah. There's something sus here. It's like those people who do a course on how to write a best-selling book, or how to beat how to beat the system at the horses. You go, why are you fucking telling anyone? This is crazy. Something doesn't add up. Same sort of thing, but on a much lower socioeconomic level.
It says here, John, who comes from Hainer in Derbyshire, I assume that's how you pronounce it, Derbyshire, weighs 133 kilograms and is 47 years old. And he has hurled out a challenge to picture readers with very strong necks to match his humongous feet.
That wasn't a misread, by the way. With, W-I-V.
Yeah.
But you can use beer barrels or milk crates if you can't find a big fat bugger.
Nice.
Imagine that. Like. Oh, do you want to use the weights over there, like at the Olympics, the weightlifting? No, could I opt to use a big fat cunt? I have measured him,
Yeah.
and he's exactly 180 kilos. So that is the same.
Mate, I reckon you wouldn't be too hard pressed to find a man weighing over 133 kilograms in Hainer, Derbyshire. I reckon every fucking second step would be, oh, hello, you're 150 kilograms and on the verge of death. Get on my head, mate, please.
I reckon that's standard issue over there.
How does he train for that? I reckon at the pub, he's just getting smacked in the head heaps. That strengthens up your neck. Like pub fights, you get a much stronger neck because it's all neck. That like he looks, his head neck combo is the same width. Like his neck's as wide as the ears. If you looked at him from above, you wouldn't see his ears poke out. You'd just see that like it's the neck straight down.
Mate, I'd extend that to torso as well. Head, neck, torso, all in a line.
Yeah.
A big fucking tube of a cunt.
A jerk on legs sort of thing going on.
Do you want to take it from here, Peter?
Mate, I'd absolutely love to. You'll remember John, will we? From back in the Pictures November 10, 1993 issue, where he revealed how he'd mysteriously harnessed the powers of the mind. I don't imagine there's much mind to have power in there, but to hold a mini car on his bonce and then support, and it lists 30 milk crates, a barmaid, a pint of beer, and an umbrella. Didn't need the umbrella, really.
All right, we're at 199.5 kilograms. Has anyone got something? Yeah, umbrella.
Mate, he
Fuck
probably
me.
put the umbrella on. He's like, open it up. Let's wait for a windy day and let's make this slightly easier.
Fucking hell.
Oh.
Wow, 30 milk crates, a barmaid, a pint of beer, and an umbrella.
Do you reckon that's on top of the mini?
Apparently so. 30 milk crates wouldn't fit
Wouldn't fit
Or is
on
it-
what?
on the top of a mini. It couldn't be.
Well, hang
Well,
on.
They're not that heavy. Like he's picked a couple of things, the umbrella and the milk crates, whatever. Like, but none of that. That must be on top of the mini or inside the mini. Milk crates
Even
on
then,
top. I don't know.
30 milk crates. They'd have to be stacked pretty fucking high. And then it's not even a strength thing. It's a balance
for
feat.
sure. You zip tie them
And
together.
also, yeah, was the car not just impressive enough? To you have a car on your head and be
Yeah.
like, let's add 4 more really quite light things into
Well,
onto
this
the car.
This is a time when, like, it's been around for centuries. You do something carny, there's got to be a woman somewhere there as well. Like, you're not going to just lift up a barbell. It's got to be a Sheila sitting on top, you know, having a drink or something. Like, that's where the barmaid comes in, obviously. Different time, lads.
She would have been obviously fully clothed, I reckon. I reckon she would have been wearing the standard uniform we would see today for a barmaid. I
If
reckon
she
it
was
would
fully
just be-
clothed, it would have mentioned her clothes. There.
Yeah, a barmaid, her shirt, her pants, her shoes. She had a little fucking hair tie in.
Come over here, Peter.
Oh, yeah. All right, so he's done all of this, but let's not dwell on the past, readers. What's important is now. It's turned into a fucking political statement, and now is when John wants you to try to copy his brain-bursting stunt. All right, this is John talking here, so I'll try and do a little bit of what I imagine John to sound like. Or challenge anyone to lift more beer barrels or milk crates than I can, and if they do, they get the $2,000 prize, explained John. But it's not just strength that you need, because you got to be gentle and precise, yeah? As the height to the top of the barrels is 21 feet. He meant to say approximately 7 metres, metric-loving readers.
So again, they've gotten it right for once. They're using the actual oh, Christ. It just jumps all over the place. Fuck it. I don't even know why they bother doing the quotes. Like, it's clearly so fucking made up. Anyways. So it goes, it won't be easy, but John's had years of practice as a brick knobber. Hey, you're not too far off. Would you say he was?
I don't even know what a brick knobber is. Bricklayer? I don't know why you'd knob bricks. What's happened
What is
there?
it?
Anyway.
It's explaining
on his
It's
head.
explaining afterwards what a brick knobber is.
Oh, yeah. It means he carried heaps of bricks around on his head. And, that's not the job description. They've told him off repeatedly on the worksite for doing that, I reckon. John, there's the fucking wheelbarrow. Hold on. Quick, go get the barmaid. He said, and he eats shitloads every day to keep his nubile noggin in peak balancing condition. Again, John.
Oh, yes, no worries. I eat well. I like lots of steaks and I wash it down with plenty of my favourite Kimberley Ales beer, he said.
Oh.
God, I wonder what he's like in his normal life. Do you think he's found love? Surely if you've got someone to speak to at night that loves you, you don't have to balance cunts on your head.
I'm still looking at the picture here that you've sent. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 kegs of beer in a bit of a house of cards situation on his head. Like, obviously they're empty. You wouldn't be able to get them on the head because that's half a ton of beer if they're full. But even so, empty kegs. It's more balancing though. So that'd be about probably 20, 30 kilos worth of kegs empty there. Well, that's
You reckon?
yeah, I
He's
do.
that little. He looks like he's about... Look at the stance he's got. It's not a real steady footing in that one. He's got the arms out. You can tell there's a bit of a fucking wobble going on here.
Oh, he's nearly got 1 foot off the ground there. Is he trying to add some more to it? He's trying to levitate.
It's a no ball, John. I think I'm going to find.
Go on, chuck a pack of playing cards on top of this fucker. Let's make it really challenging.
They never specified when they had the umbrella because it says a pint of beer and an umbrella. Was it one of the little umbrellas?
Yeah, like you'd get in a fucking margarita or something.
Heggie, do you want to take it from after that little quote, after the Kimberley
sure.
Ales beer?
Oh, he also said something about it being important to warm up, or else your spine will probably snap like a twig and you'll be dead. But don't worry about that. Not surprisingly, John's a world record holder with his name in the Guinness Book of Records and every fink. They've actually printed that. They don't want to talk down to their readers here, so they've just printed it the way they'd say it. And there's more. And bestest of all, every cent he raises, not on his head, but, in brackets, goes to local charities. He's given more than $25,000 to hero underprivileged kiddies. So what are you waiting for? Rummage around the shed and find 127 kilogram of milk crates or beer barrels, whack them on your head, and the $2,000 is yours.
Fucking brilliant.
Unbelievable. $25,000 to underprivileged kids.
Kiddies.
Do you reckon his kids that fucking sit at home all day and never get to go to the park and play catch with their dad because he's too busy balancing fucking dogs on his head? Do you reckon they're like, how about you sling a 50 our way, champ, because I'm starving?
These types, they don't know their fucking kids, mate. He hasn't. Like, he's got plenty, I reckon, but he doesn't know 'em.
Fucking hell.
For all that he can support on his head, he doesn't do much in the way of supporting his wife and kids. Financially, I would say. Oh, wow. 127 kilograms of milk crates or beer barrels and you can get $2,000. That seems like a worthy trade-off.
But how do you even go about applying for it? Like, if I'm sitting here, I'm going, rightio, I reckon I can fucking do that. Where, like, he's issuing the challenge, but where do we contact John from here? There's no further information, but you can win $2,000 and there's no write-in, there's no apply, there's no number, there's no contact. Obviously, there's no fucking website.
Yeah.
What's the point? What is the point of any of this shit? Like, if you were to go, okay, I've got the conviction and the skill, and I have 127 kilograms of shit downstairs, and put it on my fucking head.
Yep.
There's no further. That's it. It's a
Well,
dead
maybe
end.
when over in the column, if you're ordering a woman or whatever that is, whatever that other separate ad is down the side there, on the order coupon, you can chuck on the bottom, by the way, I just put 127 kilograms worth of shit on my head. Here's a picture. Give me my $2,000. Minus the $29.95 for the flaming Rottweilers.
Yeah, I just saw that, the flaming Rottweilers. What is that? Can we Google that? That'll be some kind of fucking company.
Is that the selling of the women?
Yes.
I don't know that they're selling women. They're selling how to meet hundreds of gorgeous young women is being sold. A course, I assume, in just 12 weeks or less. Guaranteed your money back. So, just take the 30 off my $2,000, thanks.
There's not even once again. There's not even a Google result for flaming Rottweilers.
Man, flaming Rottweilers wouldn't exist anymore.
Rottweilers is also misspelt, but you'd think there'd be some semblance of it on the fucking internet.
Yeah.
Nonsense, absolute horse shit.
Oh, I feel ripped off.
We got through that one pretty quickly. What time we at? Oh, we got time to breeze through one more, if that's all right, Heggie. I've sent you another one here now. Now, this one's from, if you scroll down, this one's from the Furry Affairs section of the magazine. So I didn't realise.
Is that a regular feature? Have you seen Furry Affairs before?
Yeah, so this little bloke in the little journalist hat there, Darren Hamster, he's the hamster that writes all of these all these articles. Which I thought when you said you had a teacher that was in the magazine, I was like, fuck, if it's Darren, I swear to God, I'm going to be starstruck.
Mate, speaking of Googling, we Googled because there was one of the magazines offered a prize for completely unrelated. I was like, if you write in, we'll send you $50 and a Darren Hamster t-shirt. I Googled Darren Hamster.
I wouldn't fit a fucking Darren Hamster t-shirt. I'm massive.
The little ones. Mate, we're the only result on the internet for Darren Hamster at the moment. Everything from this magazine has just fucking died off. There's no trace of it. It's insane.
Yeah, I reckon Darren Hamster and John Evans and the fucking Flaming Rottweilers could all be the same person.
Are you insinuating that some of this magazine is less than truthful? Like it was always cooked up by some fucking dickhead on minimum wage in an office in Sydney somewhere?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've never seen them on Media Watch, so maybe not. Maybe they're fine.
G'day, welcome to the project. This is Waleed, this is Darren Hamster. Let's get into the affairs of the day.
We got the Murdoch Royal Commission. Forget that, buddy. Let's get into how much was this cunt actually weighing on his head? Were those kegs full? Oh, God. So this one, the Furry Affairs seems to be all about animals. We've had a French bloke who's in love with a swan, your mates. And we had another one who was a woman who fell in love with a shark. But this one here...
Oh, so Furry Affairs goes for a number of pages, or is this separate magazines you got out of Furry Affairs?
We've only looked at... We've got separate magazines, but we've only ever been in this magazine. So this would be, I think, the third or fourth article in this alone. Once again, a magazine that you buy to fucking have a wank, writing articles about fucking animals and shit. So this one I got because I thought you'd like it. It says, man bites dog and dog bites cods.
Yes. I love it already.
Dog biting man on the deck. I'm like, Heggie's going to be all over this. It says here...
Yeah, Heggie, as we all know, famously loves dogs biting him on the cock.
Yeah.
Every time I run into Heggie in Adelaide, I'm like, how's your festival? And he's like, oh, man, been at Yaps. Seen any good shows? Fucking oath.
It's the height of comedy. It says here, a Kiwi crim who cruelly bit a hero police dog with his bare teeth bawled in agony when the wounded woofer whipped around and chomped him on the cods. Aaron Manawatu, 21, of Timaru, was trying to escape a lawful questioning by curious and armed police when tackled by Tyke, a 7-year-old German Shepherd and full-time top cop dog.
Yeah,
it says here that Manawatu made a bolt from a lounge room when Tyke fastened his fangs around the fugitive's fingers. Fucking hello. How's that alliteration?
Alliteration on points coming up again.
A polite pooch way of saying, no, stay a while. Let's talk about this.
Occasionally they say something that actually I find quite funny. Getting bitten on the hand by a dog is a dog's way of saying, excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
I know you're trying to flee a scene of a crime, but I would just like to discuss what's happened here.
Yeah. Now, I would like to predict, we haven't read any of these articles, Heggie, that's a hand on heart.
Yeah.
But I would like to predict at this point that there's going to be more racial remarks happening.
I would think so. Back then it was far more cool to just fucking bash Kiwis. Like it was fine. Not literally, but I mean do some Kiwi bashing in your words. Now it's a bit out of fashion, but fuck.
Yeah.
I remember this era. It was all the time. It was such an insult. You'd say, I'm going to New Zealand, and someone would go, oh yeah, going home, are you? Like with a chuckle. Like that was that was an insult. And you chuck Kiwi into anything, it's there. They're still doing sheep rooting jokes. I'm picking one of them coming up, actually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's,
Fuck, it's always so funny, like that. Yeah, that outdated thing of making fun of New Zealand. There's always someone from like Bundaberg that's like, oh, you're going to Christchurch? What a shithole.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, mate, it's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
They filmed Lord of the Rings there for a reason.
Yeah, Lord knows why the cunts are coming. It's like their economy. If their economy was any better, they'd stay there. Like we live in the shit part.
Yeah,
fucking barren desert and shit.
Gandalf wasn't sucking back polar bear tins. You know what I mean? Like he was over there enjoying the fruits of the country. But yeah, do you want to read on from here, Hegs?
Oh yeah,
So
sure.
it's after, but means to mutts.
Oh, but mean to Mutts Manawatu was not polite. And here we got some quotes. So this is where the real journalism starts. He, in brackets, dropped on top of the dog, grabbed it around the neck and bit a piece from its ear. Police prosecutor Sergeant Andy Pine told an upset Timaru District Court. The place where Manawatu's bad manners landed him. So I think they're sort of... They're understating there. That's an old journo trick. So, it is bad manners to bite a chunk out of a dog's ear. Because clearly it happens very seldom. Sounds to me like he was defending himself, though. I've got a dog on me. I'll do fucking anything. Get it off.
Yeah, but it's a police dog, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, what are you going to do?
Did it say what... I don't know if I've just tuned out at some point, but did it say what he was doing at any point? Why the police were after him and why the police dog...
No, they've
yet.
left that detail. No.
Although,
we'll find
in
out.
the picture, this is an early Photoshop job. They have taken a chunk out of the dog's ear. See his left ear?
Bullshit.
Oh, wow.
Do you reckon that is a Photoshop?
Yeah, that's pretty amateurish. Looks like I did it. Like, that's not... I don't know. Maybe.
Well, it does look like you did it, but I don't know if it's Photoshop. I think
Here he is.
there's a bite taken out of the dog's ear in the photo.
But it's in a pretty neat shape. Pretty neat sort of U-shaped bite out of the... It's a little too perfect.
It's got
Yeah,
the little...
mate, you I'm looking at the Zoom now, mate. You've got a beautiful smile. I don't think it's beyond the pale that a human's done this.
But I think if you bite like you bite me, I'm pulling back. It's not that neat. An unconscious dog, you could bite that neat, but one that's thrashing around, you would get some rip. Like it wouldn't be. That's too neat. It's a perfect sort of semicircle out of the top of the dog's ear.
Fuck.
And on the top of the ear, not on the side, like right on top. Unlikely. I'm not buying it.
Fucking like this down to forensics.
Well,
Nah, bullshit.
Fucking Law and Order Heggie over here. Oh man, yeah. Well, okay. You've convinced me. I believe it's a Photoshop job. It does look like a little triangular quesadilla that you've just taken the fucking top off there.
It does.
So
We should get this dog exhumed.
Yeah.
And see what's happened.
Do you want to continue on for the next quote here,
Me?
Heggie? Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Whereupon the dog engaged, its hold to the defendant's groin area. Sergeant Andy added, his eyes possibly growing a little moist.
what a weird way to say that.
Imagine tearing up. My dog has bitten someone on the dick and just fucking... Oh,
I'm so proud.
I'm so fucking happy.
Yeah.
I know police brutality's gone out of fashion now, but this one is essentially a man tearing up at the idea of a dog biting a criminal's dick.
I reckon maybe
Fantastic.
he's speculating as to the criminal crying there. His eyes possibly growing a little moist. That's some journalistic fucking license you're taking. But you're like, possibly his eyes grew moist when the dog bit him on the nuts. Well, obviously. But, unless you're stating facts, shut the fuck up. You don't know if it got moist. But you guys think it's Sergeant Andy getting moist over his dog biting the nuts. Yeah, righto.
Well, it continues on here. It says, if the furry four-legged law enforcer had torn Manawatu's nuts off and eaten them with some lightly sautéed straw mushrooms on a bed of rice, it would possibly have been okay with all of New Zealand, which is where this painful incident happened. I will say New Zealand, spelled N-O-O.
Yeah.
There, New Zealand.
I mean, they're just... Again, they're not talking down to the readers, are they? Like, if I didn't already know from the 3 or 4 times it said it's in New Zealand, I would know then, after that, that this was in fact in New Zealand.
Oh, here we go. This is about to address. Here we go. It's about to address our concerns. It says because Tyke used to have butte pointy ears, now one of them is blunt. 3 centimeters of soft velvety lug being lost to mangy Manawatu's munching molars. Fuck it.
Here we go.
Oh, hello. That was brilliant.
There's all these like would-be authors that this is what they jerk off to, the alliteration.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my god, the writing is superb.
Oh, just wait till you get to Peter Piper picked a pickled pepper. Holy fucking fuck.
Alliterations are a staple in this, so you must have found that so far, or not.
Oh.
It's just,
Yeah.
they love it. It's great.
Absolute buzzies, big bouncing buzzies, whopping, wobbling, fucking, it's great. It says here, sensing the ugly mood of the court, a wise Manawatu pleaded guilty as hell to, number 1, brutally ill-treating Tyke, and 2, now I have a feeling that this might be the original reason, unlawful possession of a Crossman 38T 22 gas pistol and a replica 44 Magnum, as might have been used by Dirty Harry if it had been real and fired bullets. So I love that. Look, I'm very sorry. I'd like to plead guilty on it to...
No, guilty as hell.
Guilty as hell.
I'd
Guilty as
like to
hell,
plead.
To biting that dog. Also, the gas pistol and the Magnum.
That you stopped early.
Oh,
Not
shit.
just
Oh,
that,
shit, there's more.
Obstructing a policeman, assault, and just for luck, drunk driving.
Fuck me. Sorry, I didn't realise there was more.
Mate, he's had a big afternoon.
Do you want to continue from there?
Yeah, absolutely. Manawatu got 11 months in jail. Fuck. That's not a lot, really.
For that?
Really? No.
Yeah, and that's not even taken into the account that he's partially eaten the top of a dog's head.
Wait, assault, drunk driving, even the guns alone. Fucking hell, he's got off easy there.
Different time.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, this is pre-Port Arthur, though.
Oh, yeah.
What year is this magazine? 94.
94.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, anyway, so go on.
Yeah, I feel like, John Howard would have heard about this and gone, all right, last warning. I swear to God, if there's one more little tussle. All right, so he's in jail. So he's gotten 11 months in jail. Tyke got a big feed of Tockley, as we've established. Everyone wants to pat him. Tyke's human handler pal, Constable Laurie McNeil, told the Pitcher, even though Tyke's ear is a bit mangled and pus-filled.
Just finish having my wank. Mangled pus-filled dog ear. Very good, all right? That's me. Fucking hell.
Fuck, the thing I'm tugging at right now looks like a mangled and pus-filled dog ear.
I will just say, that's one accurate thing. I guarantee, whether that Constable Laurie exists, but Laurie, that's a 1994 name. You don't meet many Lauries these days.
No. Laurie's dead. He's as dead as Tyke. I like the next quote, though, that Laurie said. A couple of kids actually gave me their pocket money so I could buy Tyke a treat, he said. Imagine taking that. Like if that happened, which I have my doubts, but a kid going, oh, can you have my... Kids don't give a fuck. They're not giving you pocket money for anything except themselves. And he accepted that. Oh, no, I'm not buying that. Like that's...
And what he buy with that pocket money there, Heggie?
Treats for Tyke. Oh, so I got him some meat and let the kids feed him later. That's
To be
nice.
honest, though, right...
Is that a little joke?
I think if Tyke wants a treat, I think at this point, dog treats aren't going to satisfy Tyke's little tum. I think he's got a taste for scrotum.
Oh, yeah, give a kid scrote. You reckon?
Not the kids.
Well, that's why I wonder whether that was. So I got him some meat and let the kids feed him later. A little pull back and reveal, a little jokey. I think that's what they were trying to do. I don't know. I'm fucking.
You never
not
know
sure.
with this. You cannot tell. There's a good little play on words next, though. Did you see that?
Oh yeah. Laurie wonders.
Yeah.
Laurie wonders if Tyke should take early retirement.
Fuck.
Yes.
Real crowbar in that one.
Oh, yeah.
When it's a pun that doesn't sound right.
Doesn't work if you say it out loud.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
if you read it, okay, but early.
Oh, geez,
retirement.
you're early. It says down here, Darren thinks. Oh, do you want to read this, Peter? This seems from the editor himself. Darren thinks. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, so this is the hamster. Hamster's fucking chiming in with what he's got to say. Darren thinks so. It is wrong for a person to try and eat an animal while it's still alive and still walking around. However, It's perfectly okay to bite into a cow, sheep or fish when it's steaming, lifeless on a plate next to some chips and veggies.
What?
Thanks, Darren, for that fucking useless contribution.
Well, it's just, again, pandering to the audience. There would not be one vegetarian / reading this in the 90s. Like, that's how they were looked at. I remember, like, none of us knew a vegetarian. That's how you used to speak about them. But now that sentence would be like a sarcastic one from a vegan journalist now, saying, "Oh, it's perfectly okay to eat a cow when it's lifeless on a plate next to some chips and veggies, isn't it? You cruel losers." Now, like back then, it was completely sincere. You go, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Obviously,
It wouldn't be too outrageous to see this on a 22-year-old woman's Instagram story at the Melbourne Cup. To have said exactly the same thing. I'm just going to start writing every Melbourne Cup day. Oh, thanks, Darren Hamster, for chiming in.
The only thing missing is the like and subscribe after your heartfelt statement.
A couple of fucking hashtags.
Stands true today. As does the word bubbles on the photo.
Oh,
Like that
how
bloke,
good
Laurie,
is this?
I see Laurie in the photo. He's not thinking anything. They're taking some real liberty here. Look at the blank look on his stupid face. Nothing. He's just looking at the spot he's told to where they're going to Photoshop a bit of ear off later. And they're putting the word bubble. How was it? And Tyke has responded with a bit hairy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Not a lot of manscaping happening for your dinner in 1994, was there?
No.
Fucking hell. Well, there we go. So I hope that didn't disappoint there, Heggie. Absolute horseshit. Not a word true of any of that. I've almost forgotten about the cunt balance and stuff on his head.
Yeah, what was your horniest moment? Where would you have gotten off had you have found this? Was it the kegs on the head or was it the scrotum meeting?
What got your motor running? Luke?
I don't know. Hard to pick between those two. But as for a page goes, we didn't really cover the how to meet hundreds of your gorgeous young women in 12 weeks or less. Surely that's hornier than those two stories. Or your money back. Forget the introduction agencies, etc. Nightclub scenes and those female attractant sprays. Forget all that legitimate stuff and get over here to send in an order to Flaming Rottweilers. So that's probably the horniest thing I've seen.
Absolutely. We normally don't read out the ads, but this, because they're generally quite bland, we started doing it and we're like, oh, this one I like here. It says, so it's obviously an ad about how to meet hundreds of gorgeous young women. And it's got a dot point here underneath curious, starting with a question mark and ending with a question mark. It says, curious, you can use this method in every Australian state or territory, just for everyone in Darwin who's run off. Because Darwin used to be the old, that's where you go. You've done something wrong, up to Darwin.
Oh, for sure.
They might as well just rewrite that and say, you can use this in Darwin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Darwin are the convicts.
Yeah.
The ones that had to flee the fucking... Yeah.
It says, doesn't matter how old you are, how good looking you are, how shy you may be, or how wealthy you are. But one thing is certain, by using this method, these women will want to meet you. They'll give you their address and phone number guaranteed.
Yeah.
Hundreds of gorgeous young women, fame, thousands of dollars. You'll never find out unless you use this method. What the...
Doesn't say... I guess you have to order the thing and they'll tell you the method. But it's very vague.
It is.
Oh, yeah,
but
so what is this? Yeah, so
pre that, it says this is the real method that can guarantee a result, whether it be that stunning blonde, redhead or brunette. So they've covered everything. This method will allow you to meet some of the most beautiful women Australia has to offer. So... some of these women may even make you famous, and some can potentially earn you thousands of dollars. Sounds like they're setting you up as a pimp.
I will just take umbrage with one thing. This method will allow you to meet some of the most beautiful women Australia has to offer. Not from them originally, I don't reckon.
Yeah,
I reckon they'll be in Australia when you meet them, but I don't reckon they're coming from out back of Wagga Wagga. I reckon it might be a little bit further north, not too far. Just a little bit further up around the equator.
One of those lovely Australian ladies that come in that wooden crate that we put on a boat. You know, the locals.
Yeah.
Well, you say there's no way you could find Flaming Rottweilers. If anyone of your listeners are in Tasmania, in the Glenorchy region, they could visit this business address in Tasmania. Flaming
Actually,
Rottweilers. Yeah.
Yeah, can we Google Maps that? 2 Mackay Avenue, MCKAY Avenue, Glenorchy, Tasmania 7010. Where's Glenorchy? Well, from the postcode, it's a city address. Must be near Hobart.
What is it, Mackay? Where'd you see this?
MCKAY.
MCKAY Avenue.
Fucking how's the detective work on Heggie here?
Avenue.
Or just reading the magazine, I guess.
They do. The small
Moorebank,
print, I've had to magnify this.
Glenorchy.
You've had to magnify it?
I've magnified the small print. It says, this method requires a user to establish a business. There are only minimal associated costs and organisational work involved. So it sounds a bit fucking Amway towards the end here. But it's a manual you get. And if you return the manual in a saleable condition, full refund is offered after 30 days of using this method. So...
if during the course of the 12-week duration you fail to meet hundreds of women... So you have to fail to meet hundreds of women.
Yeah.
So they go, did you meet 101 women?
Yeah. Well, no, 200, Dave.
So, yeah, it'd have to be.
Yeah, I've Google Maps it here. It's resoundingly close to Mona, the art gallery, but it's in like an industrial district. I'll try to hold this up to the camera there for you, Heggie, but look at that fucking place, Jake. Imagine how many women would have fucking... been held captive in that warehouse. Jesus.
Well, I think that's...
Fuck.
Is that where the women are?
Who gives a... what?
It's where the manuals are.
Yeah,
That's
but
where the
I
manuals
mean...
are.
Yeah.
Don't
That's where the
send you
manuals are,
hundreds
Your
of
Honour.
Yeah.
The women are a different location you'll find.
I think
Offshore.
Industrial estates now, there's not much industry going on. It's all sex shops and fucking muscle powder and dildos and the odd the odd school uniform or trophy shop or something. That's all you see in industrial estates. There's breweries, they're there now. So
Yeah.
it'd be right at home.
warehouse.
If you had hundreds of women in there, no one would notice. Whatever.
What is it? I'm glad there is a distinct increase in sex shops the further you go from the CBD. Further out, they fucking love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time you go into, I love it, go into a rough neighbourhood, fruit shop, Vietnamese takeaway, stick a dildo up your ass. Just big fucking, yeah.
In that order.
Yeah.
You don't want to start in the reverse.
Rough types out there. Lovely stuff. All right, Heggie. Well, thank you very much, mate, for being part of this, for reading some softcore Australian pornography. Now, mate, you're in Sydney.
I'm in Sydney.
You're free now. You're free. You're out. You gigging?
Brisbane Bird. I'm going to be. Yeah, I'm gigging. I'll be up in January in Brisbane doing some gigs and hanging out. And
absolutely.
And every month from then on, probably quite regularly next year. I've got quite a bit on, so that's good.
Fucking oath. And you're what they can look out for you around the next time you're doing the festivals, all the festivals, that shit.
I'll
Not
be
on sale
at
yet,
the
is
festivals. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I don't know. See how I go.
Fucking oath.
But yeah, I'll be there. I've booked in.
Absolutely. And you also got your own podcast with Nick Cody, Mid-Flight Brawl. I will say, I don't have time in my life for fucking podcasts. This one alone, this is almost too much, but I listen to the Phone Hacks, and then you have bumped them off. Mid-Flight Brawl's the only one I listen to now. It's Mid-Flight
cool.
Brawl. Phone Hacks is out. Fuck them. No,
Fuck 'em.
to you guys.
Yeah.
But I do listen to it in the shower.
That's
Just
right.
so you know, I listen.
place.
The main time I hear your voice is naked, completing my ablution.
You got a
just an
toilet shower
FYI.
combo like an old person or jail. Is that your? Yeah, great.
Yeah, toilet shower. Yeah. I sit down in there. I got one of those the waterproof seats. Really listen through.
With the hole in it, like the actual toilet deck chair thing.
Yeah, whole
Great.
thing.
I always wonder about those toilets in the shower.
Yeah.
What's the... I mean, this is completely off topic at this point, but what's the cleaning... How does that work afterwards? Do you just do a handstand? Or what happens?
No, you don't shit in the shower. Well, if you do, then that's fine.
Could if you want.
You could if you got the squirts real bad. Which of late for me seems. I've had a week of an upset time right now. I'm not far off just shitting in the shower these days. Fucking grim. No, but you go in there so you can kind of wash yourself over. You get everywhere. You can. It's like a sponge bath situation.
Yeah, I guess it still seems gross to me.
Yeah, it is gross. It's fucking weird. What do you got going in, Peter?
I'm doing solid shits at the moment. Oh, do you mean outside of my... do you mean differently? Oh, you mean comedically?
Yeah, comedically. Yeah.
Oh, it'll be fucking already happened by the time this comes out. But tomorrow night, Saturday, we're recording this on Friday. We've got Brisbane Comedy Fest. If you were there, thanks for coming. If you didn't come, go fuck yourself. I don't want you to come. to the next one. But yeah, follow me on Instagram, Diabetes, and Cairns. If you're in Cairns, go to Laughing Heart Comedy. Brilliant little comedy club up there. Good boys and girls up there. And Jakey here in Brisbane, a little popping off for you.
Yes, got lots of gigs coming up at the club. For any of our listeners who might be out Wynnum way, out in the Bayside, we're curating the comedy offerings at the Wynnum Fringe this year. So we're doing 3 days straight, about 9 or 10 shows over those 3 days, including one with yourself.
Oh yeah, the 20th. Yeah, come on the 20th. I'll be there. Shad and Pete Save the World. It'll be great fun.
So anyone out that side of town, for once there's a positive note to your geographical situation.
Ever since Wally left Wynnum Manly, there's been nothing in that joint.
Absolutely can't stand the Bayside, but for 3 days I will endure it. So come along on that note.
Yeah, and just before we get out of here, your shits are all good at the moment, Heggie?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, on and off. Like it's difficult to predict day-to-day basis. I'll just take things as they come.
Yeah.
I'm getting on a bit, mate, so you just never know.
Yeah, is that it? Because I've
Keeps
just turned
life
30.
interesting.
That's what I said to my mate Kale. I was like, is this what it is? Like, I think it's just getting older. You don't really know whether it's frothy gravy one day or not, you know? In your words?
I was being facetious. Of course, you know. It's your diet, you dipshit.
Oh, God. I really got lulled in it. I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I don't have to go see the doctor on Saturday. You know what? Maybe it'll be fine.
Bit of helpful advice from Luke. Surely this isn't going to be followed up with a bit of fucking bullying.
All right, well, I'm going to go double down on the gastro stop and pray for the best. All right, Heggie, a pleasure as always, mate. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.
Mate.
See you, losers.
Thanks, buddy.